everyone, in previous class we are discussed about the genesis of periodic table or the history of periodic table. Then we are discussed about the Dobereiner triads, Newland octaves and the Lothar-Meyer classification of an element, and then finally we are discussed about the Mendeleev's periodic law. In today's class, I am going to discuss with you the modern periodic law and introduce to you the modern periodic table. Let me explain here. Henry Moseley gave us a modern periodic table in 1913. On what base he arranged the elements and how he classified that elements and how he clarified that. He bombarded a strong electron beam with the different elements, then X-rays are emitted from that elements. X-rays are emitted here. Then he studied the X-ray spectra of different elements and he plotted the graph versus the square root of frequency of X-ray which is emitted by the different elements versus atomic number. He got a regular pattern, mean a straight line. Then he concluded the atomic number is more fundamental than its atomic mass. If he plot a graph versus the frequency of that X-ray with the atomic mass, he didn't get any regular pattern. So finally he clarified that the atomic number is more fundamental property than its atomic mass. So see here, he observed that plot of the square root of frequency of X-ray which is emitted by these different elements against the atomic number. Atomic number is denoted by Z. Then he got a straight line, and remember, not the plot of the square root of frequency versus atomic weight. And next one is, he thereby showed that the atomic number is more fundamental property of an element than its atomic mass. And finally give his law, and this law is called as a modern periodic law also. So what's the modern periodic law states here? The physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic functions of their atomic numbers. So what, remember or just recap, what's the Mendeleev periodic law states as? The physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. What modern periodic law states? The physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic functions of their atomic numbers. Mean, if the elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic number, then what happened? After some intervals or after regular intervals, the similar properties are repeated. Consider, these are the elements and they are arranged in their increasing order of their atomic number. Then the some regular intervals, the similar properties are repeated. In the modern periodic table also, we are having a 7 horizontal rows called periods and 18 vertical columns called groups. And how these rows are arranged and groups are arranged and how our modern periodic table looks like. See here. This is the modern periodic table. I already told you the modern periodic table has 18 vertical columns called as groups. The elements with a similar properties are grouped together. So this is the group number 1, this is the group number 2, this is 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th and 18th groups. And it has a 7 horizontal rows called as a periods. So this is a first period, have only 2 elements, hydrogen and helium. This is a very short period in this table, and this is second period, have 8 elements. The atomic number 3, 2, the atomic number 10. So it contains or it has 8 elements in second period, and this is a short period. And this is the third period. The third period also contains 8 elements only, and this is also a short period. And this is the fourth period. This fourth period contains or have 18 elements. This is a long period. And next, this is a fifth period. The fifth period contains 18 elements. This is also a long period. Just remember these points, guys. And this is the sixth period, and this is a seventh period. These periods are very long periods. These are contain 32 elements. So like 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61 up to 71, and then 72 up to 86. So these are totally 32 elements. The 6th and 7th period are very long period. So then what is the importance of groups and what is the importance of periods? Let me tell here. The groups tells about the number of electrons present in their outermost orbital. Every particular group have the same number of electron in a outermost orbital. For example, this is a first group. So the first group have the elements like lithium and sodium. I take the example of lithium and sodium here. Observe, the lithium have a electronic configuration 1s2, 2s1, and the sodium have electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 and 3s1. So observe, the last shell and a last orbital contain a number 1 electron. So the first group contain in their outermost orbital electron is only 1. And next take a second group example, beryllium, magnesium and the calcium. I write the electronic configuration of beryllium 1s2, 2s2 and magnesium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. And the electronic configuration of calcium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 4s2. Just observe the outermost electronic configuration is only a number of 2. So like this, every particular group have the same number of outermost orbital, the same number of electrons in their outermost orbital. This is the importance of number of electrons present in the outermost orbital. I already told you the elements with a similar property should be a group. How we know the similar properties? The answer is here. The chemical properties are completely depend upon their valence electron or the number of electrons present in their outermost orbital. The general electronic configuration for group 1 is NS1 and for group 2 is NS2. So consider group 13, we are having NS2 and NP1. And for 14th group we are having NS2 and NP2, NS2 and NP3. And for 16 we are having NS2, NP4. For 17th group, the general electron configuration is NS2, NP5. And for 18th group, NS2, NP6. So like this, the particular groups are having the same number of electrons in their outermost orbital. And the periods tells us the number of last shell. Periods tells us the number of last shell, and mainly the periods belongs to, or the periods tells about the principal quantum number, means the number of shells. Just I wish to take an example for lithium. For lithium we are having the outermost shell is second shell, and for sodium we are having the outermost shell is third shell. So like this, the periods tells about the last shell number. Periods tells about the last shell number. Consider aluminium. Consider aluminium. So aluminium present in a third period. So its last shell is 3p1. So its last shell is, or its last electron enters into a third shell only. So like this, the periods tells about the shell. And this periodic table again divided into 4 parts based on their outermost electronic configuration. For example, if the electrons enters, if their outermost electrons enters into a S shell, so this is a S block elements, that called as an S block elements. The group 1 and group 2 are the S block elements. Just look at the example. The lithium and sodium belongs to the first group, and the beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium belongs to the second group. So in a second group, in a first group, the all outermost electrons enters in a S shell. So the group 1, group 2 are called as an S block element. So like this, just observe the group 13 to 18th group, we are having a p block elements, means here the outermost electrons enter into the p orbital or p subshell. So just I wish to take the example for 13th group. From the 13th group, I take a boron here. Just observe the electronic configuration of boron: 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. So the outermost or the last electrons enters in a p shell only. So like that, just I take element from 14th group, carbon. Observe this or its electronic configuration: 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Then again the last or outermost electrons enters into the p shell. So like that, from 15th group I take nitrogen here. The electronic configuration of nitrogen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Again the electrons enters into the p shell. So like this, in a oxygen, in a fluorine, and in a neon also, the last or outermost electrons enters into the p orbitals. So these are called as a p blocks element. So like this, the outermost electrons if enters in a d orbitals are called as a d block elements. So the group 3 to 12. So these elements are belongs to the d block elements, and these d block elements are called as a transition elements. The outermost electrons enters into the f orbital, then these are called as an f block elements. So in these elements, the outermost electrons enters into their f orbital, and these are called as an inner transition elements. So why these f block elements are kept out of this table? Because these are having a very different properties. So this series is called as an lanthanides, and this series is called as an actinide. Consider up to 57 we write here, and after the 58th element we write here, because the 58th to 71th element are having a similar properties, and these series is called as lanthanides. The 89th element, after the 89th element I write a 90th element here. So up to 90th element to 103 element, these are all having the similar properties. That's why this series is called as actinoids. Just he kept these f block elements out of this table because only of their properties. These are very rare earth elements, and these are having a radioactive properties. So totally different from these elements. So these are kept in outside of this table. So these are called as F block elements. So these are also belongs to a third group. Just observe here, we are having a 57th element in a third group, 6th period. So lanthanides also belongs to the third group, 6th period, and actinides belongs to the, just observe here, 89th element is present in third group. So the actinides also present in a third group and 7th period, because only they kept outside by their different properties. Like this, the another thing is there. Just observe, after the atomic number 1, helium have the atomic number 2. Why he didn't put helium here? Because only by its property. So its property matches with noble gases. So this is a one exception in this periodic table. First group elements are called as an alkali metals, and the second group elements are called as an alkaline earth metal, and the 17th groups are called as an halogens, and the 18th group are called as an noble gas. Just remember these points also. This periodic table also classified based on the properties of elements like metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Already you know the meaning of metals and non-metals and metalloids. Metalloids means the elements which act as a metal and non-metal, or the elements having the properties of metal and non-metal. Just observe, the right part of the periodic table comes under the metals and the left part of the periodic table comes under the non-metals. Just I wish to say the S block and P block, the S block and D block and the F blocks comes under the metals. Left part of the periodic table mean the P block elements comes under the non-metals, except these elements which are in a dark underline. So these metals comes under metalloids, mean they shows the properties like a metals and a non-metals. So they shows both properties, so they are called as a metalloid. These are the position of metalloids in this periodic table. So more than 78% of elements are metals in this periodic table. I hope you all clear about very well about this periodic table.